Trump is going to start flooding the market with oil. We are going to be an exporter of energy. How does that affect Iraq? They're not going to be able to meet that $70 per barrel target that they've set for their budgets. You're going to see oil prices fall. I think Trump has something up his sleeve, something that he can offer Saudani in exchange for that lost revenue, something that can help the economy in Iraq, maybe help them remove some restrictions that they might have. I'm curious to see what kind of proposal he's going to make to Saudani. The government sends an amendment to the budget that resolves differences with the region. And the details are on the table of the Ministry of Oil and Parliamentary Finance. When you look at the monetary reform education right now, with all this information occurring right now, then one can logically say it has already started. The moment they show those pictures of the lower notes, it's all over with, and I strongly believe they're going to show them this year. To me, November, December and January and February, it's all the same year. It's the process. If Iraq is going to be the financial savior of the world, according to Jamie Dimon, then it may have to have a higher rate than Kuwait. Saudani said the dinar would go back to its former glory, and would be the most valuable currency in the world. He also said the revaluation would be done by Victory Day, which is December 10th. We got one piece of intel, one piece, but it might be all we need, and here's how it went. We did speak to someone who is at a redemption center. This person said that they were told that they were waiting for the the new US Treasury, to make an announcement from the new US Treasury and the email from Wells Fargo, both of those to happen within next 3 days, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It could happen anytime those 3 days, or it might take all the way to Friday. Let's see where we stand at that point. High inflation, debt, terrorism, Parliament, the auctions, they were the reasons for a program rate, but not any longer. The 7.3% increase in Iraqi private banks is because of the success of the monetary reform education. Iraqi citizens are once again trusting your banks, and that was very important for the security and stability of your new exchange rate that is coming to you. 2024 budget hasn't been exposed just yet. We are waiting to see if they can expose it. I think they have some legal and technical issues. We're at that stage where for them to receive the 2025 budget they need the final accounts for the 23 and 24. Question: are we waiting for the Iraq census to be finished? I believe it starts on the 20th or so and goes for several days. Marks: I have not heard we have to wait for the census to be done. I have another contact who believes things will be wrapped up in the next 7 days. I hope for sooner rather than later. Unprecedented. Iraq prepares to launch a group of investments worth $250 billion. Quote, Iraq is preparing to launch a wide range of projects with the aim of attracting investments worth up to $250 billion over the next 2 years, in an unprecedented move in the country. I got the billboards in the banks, but you know they're already in place. Everything is electrical. These are TV screens. They are already in place in our banks. I got them in my banks. Your question was about billboards in banks. No, we call those posters. They will have pictures and descriptions, yes. Will US sanctions on some Iraqi banks continue after Trump's victory? Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani expressed, on Thursday, the interest of the current federal government he heads in cooperating with major international oil companies and keenness to attract investment, especially in the gas and clean energy sectors. This came during his meeting with Shell's executive vice president for the extraction sector, Peter Costello, and the company's director in Iraq and the Emirates, according to a statement issued by al-Sudani's media office. The statement said that during the meeting, aspects of cooperation with the company in the field of energy were discussed, as well as the progress of work on its major projects in Iraq in the field of extraction, and the investment opportunities that the global company can contribute to, within the development of the oil, gas and clean energy sector. He added that the meeting also discussed carbon emission reduction projects, in addition to the possibility of their contribution to integrated energy projects, increasing the added value of oil wealth, gas and condensate production, and working within global environmental determinants. Al-Sudani expressed the government's interest in cooperating with major international oil companies, and its keenness to attract and develop investments in the energy sector, especially gas and clean energy investments. He stressed the provision of support and assistance to investors interested in developing these sectors, in a way that serves the interests of Iraq and the targets adopted by the government program, and modernizing the infrastructure of the economic sectors.